Welcome Unity programmers to this new lesson. In this lesson we will cover the following topics. First we start with the introduction. Then we instantiate a collectible item, instead of placing it in the scene from the hierarchy. And we let an collectible item respawn after 5 seconds, after it's been picked up, using a timer. Using an array and a switch statement we place a collectible item at a random location in the scene. We end the lesson with the outro. This was the introduction. Let's quickly start the lesson. We have two challenges this lesson, both with the bullet crate. It always spawns in the same spot, and it only spawns once per game. It would make it extra challenging if you don't know where the bullet crate spawns. Because it only spawns once, we have a maximum of 10 bullets available per game. If you pick up the crate before you run out of bullets, it will even be less than 10. That makes a game very short. Let's change this in the game manager script. We want to be able to keep track of whether there is a bullet crate in the game in a public bool variable. We call this bool variable bullet crate is active, and immediately give it the value true. And we want to access the bullet crate game object in a script, so we create a public game object variable called bullet crate. If we want to be able to spawn a bullet crate, we need a function that allows us to instantiate it. Currently, the bullet crate is present in the scene when we start the game. We create a function called spawnBulletCrate. In the body of this function we instantiate a bullet crate. The location of the bullet crate in the scene is determined in the bullet crate script, so we can set it here to 0 on all axes. And the rotation can also simply remain the same as the rotation of the bullet crate. We can call this function in the start method to test out the function. First we make the bullet crate in the scene a prefab by dragging it to the prefab folder, and we can delete it from the scene. Then we place the bullet crate prefab in the bullet crate variable of the game manager. It seems like little has changed in the game, except we've spawned a bullet crate into the scene instead of having it already there. Now that we can spawn a bullet crate in the game, we can repeat this. We just don't want to do this continuously. We only want this in certain situations. Let's open the game manager script. We create a local float variable called timer and give it the value 5. Then we create a timer as we did in an earlier lesson. We create a function called bullet crate timer. Using an if statement we check whether the bullet crate is not active. Only in that case will the timer be decreased with time.delta time. In other words, the timer will only start if no bullet crate is active. Using an if statement we check when the timer is less than or equal to 0. Only then will a bullet crate be spawned by calling the spawn bullet crate function. And we reset the timer to a value of 5, and we set the bool bullet crate active to true again. We call this function in the update method. Then we need to change the bullet crate active bool to false as soon as it is picked up. In the onTriggerEnter function of the bullet crate script, we change the bool bullet crate is active to false. If we try this out, you will see that after you pick up a bullet crate it respawns after 5 seconds. You can keep repeating this. With this we have overcome the first challenge. Now for the second challenge, try to make the bullet crate respawn in different places. For the second challenge, I'm going to introduce 2 new concepts. The first concept is an array. An array is a collection. We can store multiple variables together in a collection. I will show you how to apply this in a script. First, I'll clean things up and move the bullet crate script into the scripts folder. Then we open the bullet crate script. We can create an array by placing 2 brackets behind the data type when declaring it. If we want to include values in this collection, we place them between curly brackets. In this case, we create an int array called values and fill it with the values 100 and 200. We can access a value from an array using the array name, and then between brackets the location of the variable in the array. Let's send the first value from the array to the console using a debug.log statement. Note that you start counting in an array at 0. So the first value is in place 0. If all goes well, the value 100 will appear in the console. The value at place 0 in the values array. Let's return to the script. What I always like is to get a random value from an array. This is a frequently used method to extract a random value from a collection. We create an int variable, which we call randomX. We give this the value equal to the values array. Instead of a location in the array between brackets, we place a random.range statement between the brackets. The lowest value of the random.range is 0, and the highest is equal to the length of the values array. As a result, the value of the variable randomX is randomly 1 or 2. And the second concept is a switch statement. You start with the keyword switch. Behind this in parentheses is the variable that can contain different values. In our case, this is the variable randomX. Then you indicate in the body of the switch statement the keyword case followed by one of the possible values and a colon. Then you can place the code below it to be executed when randomX is equal to the value 1. And you indicate using the keyword break that you can then exit the switch statement. Repeat the same for the other possible values. In our case, there is also the possible value 2. You must prevent a situation from arising where a case is missing. Suppose we add the value 3 to the array without extending the switch statement with it. Then an error occurs. For this we add a default case. We want to change the starting position depending on the random value of the randomX. We copy the code that ensures that the bullet crate appears at the bottom left of the screen. We change the code of case 2 so that the bullet crate does not appear on the left but on the right of the screen. Now the bullet crate should randomly appear at the bottom left or right of the screen. You may have to be patient, but eventually a crate should appear randomly on the left or right. Thanks for watching. In the next lesson, we'll create a high score that will be saved between sessions. Please like and subscribe, so you'll get notified if a new video is uploaded. More people will get this video in their search result when they want to learn Unity game development.